Hey guys, what is up? Sleeping Knight 77, aka Kyle, back with our Week 11 matchup against Cykomore and the Paris Politoeds. I do apologize for having this video up a week and a half late. If you guys did see my update video, my mom has been sick, so I did want to take care of her, make sure that she was okay. And even though my videos are all post-com, and it usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes to record them and about anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour to properly edit them. I did want to make sure that all my time was allocated so that way, in case she did need something, I was able to provide it to her. If she did happen to go out, or if my family was, or the rest of my family was home, I didn't want to record because I do tend to talk a little bit louder, and I didn't want to bother her if she was having a headache or something like that. So, she's back to work. I thank you all for the well wishes that you guys gave me on my update video. It's greatly appreciated. It honestly, this P4G season has been great for people like you guys, because I do appreciate your guys' comments. And it's been great to kind of create a community. So I do thank you again for the well wishes that you guys provided on the update video. But we do have a couple matches that we do need to catch up on. Again, this video will be going up. I don't exactly know when. It will be up when it's up, and the match versus Elliot will be up 2 days afterwards. This is week 11. Elliot is week 12. And as you can see, we are bringing Tapu Fini, Necrozma, Staraptor, Xurkitree, Kyurem, and Mega Heracross, as Cykomore is bringing Lando-T, Zebstrika, Regirock, Mismagius, Venusaur, Mega Venusaur, and Infernape. Now, things that you may notice about his team, things that I was scared anyway, obviously the Lando-T, obviously the Venusaur. Mismagius is a very scary Pokemon. It is a very scary Tier 4 Pokemon. It has an insane move pool. I've loved the thing ever since. I've loved the thing ever since I found out it got like Mystical Fire. I don't know why, but I just think that Mismagius is a very cool Pokemon, and I love the way that it's structured and whatnot. It got access to a lot of very cool moves, Z moves in Sun and Moon. Infernape is just an all-around terror. It can be run special or physical. It can hit hard on both sides. Same with Venusaur. It can also be a physical or special defensive tank. Obviously, bulky as all hell is the Regirock. It can be run with Weakness Policy, Rock Polish, and just run through a team. And obviously Zebstrika outspeeds my entire team. There are only 2 Pokemon on this team. Oh, sorry, there are 3 Pokemon on this team that do not naturally outspeed all of my Pokemon. But obviously they can be run with Rock Polish or Agility, except for the Mega Venusaur, which does have Chlorophyll in its base form, but obviously doesn't have it in its Mega form. I am bringing Tapu Fini, of course. Like I said, I honestly forget what set this was. I think it's Leftovers. I'm bringing Scarf, Staraptor, Quick Claw, Xurkitree, Never Melt Ice, Kyurem, Mega Heracross, of course, and Psychium Z, Necrozma with a Totemize for the Venusaur, and Dark Pulse for the Mismagius. So, without any further ado, we are just going to hop right into the battle. And Cykomore is one of our French coaches, so if you do want to check him out, I do highly encourage it. He is a very, very nice guy. Unfortunately, again, he does speak French, so if you don't understand him, that's completely fine. But I do highly encourage that you go check him out and subscribe to him. I do lead off with the Tapu Fini, and he leads off with the Infernape. I'm able to go for a Surf here pretty safely, even though I know he's going to U-turn or probably go into the Venusaur here. I just wanted to hit something safely, but he does go into the Venusaur. I believe I had Ice Beam on this set, which was a very risky play at the time, but a Surf does absolutely nothing because it's a Venusaur. As you can see, the lefties pop. Literally, it did 4 damage, the U-turn did, but I do need to switch out because this is a Mega Venusaur. But I do stay in here. because I do have Nature's Madness. So I do want to do as much damage as I can to this Venusaur and force it to Synthesis on a switch out, probably on the next turn. So that way I can switch in pretty much safely. Sludge Bomb is going to do a lot here, but it does I mean a little bit over half, as we are pretty specially defensive, and the leftovers do get me back to almost half. I'm able to switch out here, and I am going to go into Staraptor, obviously, as he's going to Synthesis up, because that's what you do after a Nature's Madness and you're a Mega Venusaur. So obviously he needs to switch out. He has a choice of what he wants to go into. Obviously Zebstrika and Regirock would be my two probable choices, and I am just going to U-turn out on the Zebstrika and kind of gain a little bit of momentum for myself. Again, this was Scarf Staraptor, as I am able to go into Kyurem, which again was Never Melt Ice for the Ice Beam, which I am going to go for right here, I believe, as he does click Volt Switch. He does have this Volt Switch U-turn core, or this Volt Turn core, which is very annoying for me to play against. I hate Volt Core teams, or Volt Turn teams, and he does go into Infernape. I did actually, on this play, I did anticipate going for clicking Earth Power for a little bit, but as you can see, that Never Melt Ice does come in handy, because that does a ton to that Infernape. I mean, Infernape isn't the most defensive thing in the world, but still, it's a not very effective hit, so it shouldn't do that much. I do predict a U-turn here. I am just going to go back into the Tapu Fini, and he is going to just U-turn out as expected, either going back into the Zebstrika or the Venusaur, as he does go back into the Zebstrika. It is a safe play. He can safely Volt Switch / Thunderbolt on anything on my team, because I do not have a ground type. So he is just going to Volt Switch here, and he is actually going to take out my Tapu Fini here. I didn't think that it was going to take me out, in all honesty, but he does prove that he does have a lot of special attack investment, and he does go out into Infernape here. I'm able to go out into Staraptor pretty safely here, and just go for either a double edge or a U-turn. I do go for a double edge here, and it does take out the Infernape pretty easily. Reckless is a stupid ability for stuff like Staraptor, for what it gets, but he is able to send out pretty safely, obviously, knowing that it's Scarf, that he sends out the Mismagius here. And the Mismagius is actually going to go for a Nasty Plot, which is very scary. But I know I'm able to live one. So I know I'm able to live one hit from this Mismagius, as he does go for the Shadow Ball. I kind of could have gone back into Staraptor there, I know. But I do fire off the Ice Beam. It does more than half, way more than half, almost 3/4, and I do pick up the Freeze. So first freeze of the season goes to Kyurem. I'm proud of you. And we do just fire off another Ice Beam. He does stay in, and Kyurem is able to take out the Mismagius. So threat gone, but he's able to send out his Volt Switching Zebstrika again, and is just basically able to safely go for a Volt Switch, is able to take me out. But he gets a little bit of momentum as to what he wants to send in, and I get a little bit of momentum as to what I want to send out. He sends out the Regirock, so I am going to send out the Mega Heracross here. I do kind of anticipate that he is going to bring out the Landorus T here, that he is not going to want to stay in. And he does, so he is able to get the Intimidate off, but I am able to sub up safely on the switch after I Mega Evolve. But I am at -1, which means that Bullet Seed is not going to be able to take it out in 2 hits. Because Lando-T is a stupid Pokemon. Also, it is just neutral. It is not a super effective hit. I go for the Bullet Seed here. He does go for the Fly, which is a decent play on his part, but it does also reveal to me that he does have Z-Fly, so I do need to be careful of it. And at this point, I kind of need to just do as much damage as I can to this thing. I just wanted to stay in, gauge where the Bullet Seed was going to, how much the Bullet Seed was going to do at this point, at -1. And it does a little bit less than half. So I know that if I do switch out and switch back in on the Landorus T, I am able to take it out if I do get another sub up. But at this point, I thought that he was going to Z-Fly. And so I switch in Circuitry here, trying to bait it a little bit. But he decides to Rock Polish, and that is very, very scary. And he debated for a little bit as to what he wanted to do here. He does ultimately end up the Earthquake. Again, I am Quick Claw as opposed to Shuckleberry. So, it does easily take out my Circuitry. And I have to send out Necrozma here. And this is where things kind of get a little wishy-washy, just because on that Earthquake, I did debate for a little bit as to sending out Staraptor. Had I sent out Staraptor, I think I could have baited this Z-Fly. But instead, he does Z-Fly here. And even at neutral, even like not boosted at all, this Z-Fly one-shots Necrozma. So the thing that was going to, the thing that had a very good matchup against the rest of his team is now gone. But so is his Z move. So I am able to send out Heracross here. I anticipate that he is just going to go for the fly. On the fly, I am going to sub up. And when the fly comes down and takes out my sub, I am going to Bullet Seed him, and it is going to take him out. So, at least one good thing went for me this match, because Mega Heracross took out a Landorus Therian, and that is something I'm happy I am able to say, because that's not something that you hear too very often at all. Again, the Bullet Seed is going to come in after the fly does not miss, because I am not lucky. No, that's not true. I've been lucky most of this season. So, fly takes out my sub. I Bullet Seed, I take out the Landorus Therian, and he is going to send out his Zebstrika, which at this point, I'm like, I don't know, maybe I can live a Thunderbolt, maybe I can live a Volt Switch. I forget this thing gets overheat. So he overheats me, and that is easily going to take me out. And I'm left with a Scarfed Staraptor against a Zebstrika, a Mega Venusaur, and a Regirock. So whatever move I want to go here, he has a resistance to it. If I go Double Edge, he sends out Regirock. If I go Close Combat, he sends out Mega Venusaur. If I go Brave Bird, I probably don't kill the Zebstrika. So I go for Close Combat, take out the Zebstrika, and he is going to send in the Mega Venusaur here, as he is just going to Sludge Bomb and take me out on this turn, and we do end up losing a very good 2-0 to Cykomore and the Paris Politoeds, as we do fall to 6-4 on the season. Of course, we do have that match versus Kelly still, which is hanging in the balance of what I do these last 4 weeks against Elliot, Knightor, Chance, and Bill Standish. So, again, it was a very good battle to Cykomore. Cykomore played very well. I kind of misplayed on the Rock Polish. I was trying to bait the Z-Fly, and I didn't bait it enough. So, that kind of was my downfall. Losing Necrozma obviously was a big hindrance, because Necrozma had the moveset to kind of take out the rest of his team, especially after an Autotomize. But obviously I couldn't set up Autotomize if the Lando-T was set up as well. But again, a very good game to Cykomore. Please go check him out. His links will be in the description down below. Again, he is one of our French coaches, so he does speak French. So I do understand if you do not want to subscribe to him. But again, please go check him out. Follow him on Twitter. He's a very cool dude, and he is actually he actually just participated in his first VGC regional, I think. So please go wish him good luck for the rest of the VGC season. He's, again, a very cool dude. All of the other P4G coaches will be in the description down below. And until next time, guys, I am Sleeping Knight 77, and I am going to go to sleep. Good night.